There's a word called cabron, quite bold and strong, for calling someone an asshole who does others wrong. It's best used with care, lest you make a mistake, for calling someone that can cause quite the quake. In feminine form, cabrona, you see, can label a bitch as mean as can be, but wield it with caution or face a storm, for these words pack a punch, not quite the norm. So if you must use them, make sure they fit, for cabron and cabrona don't easily quit. A linguistic spice, like hot pepper's heat. It's best served with humor, or not at all. Neat. Hee.
Coffee and Headlines is brought to you by the generous support of our viewers and the following community partners: Best Cord Cutting TV, Bravo's Restaurant Bar, El Rey Lounge de Versalles, Joint Boutique Hotel and Cowork, Monzon Brewing Company, Puerto Vallarta Neurofeedback, Puerto Vallarta Owners Reps, Oculto, and Siam Cocina Thai. Thank you for your support, and thank you for supporting our community partners. Good morning, everyone. Welcome back to Coffee and Headlines. Here we are once again. Another week has come and gone. It's a little warmer. It's a little more humid, but what are we going to do? It's the way we know it always is this time of year. And for those of you that are enjoying our weather for the first time, well, it is what it is. Find a good friend with a swimming pool, get yourself some cocktails or some coffee or your favorite beverage, and just make the best of it. Today is Saturday, May 3rd, and we have just a little bit of news. I have some questions to answer and a couple of events that I want to tell you about in case you are looking for things to do this weekend here in Puerto Vallarta. A little bit of housekeeping before if I may. Jim, as you know, you were one of the winners of a giveaway present this weekend, and I sent you details on personal chat on how to retrieve it. Just confirm that you received the information, just so that I know that I can close that and know that it's taken care of. Other than that, let us get started with our broadcast by looking at the news. And as we had previously announced, local environmental groups held a press conference yesterday to express their opposition to the construction of two new piers in the bay. The organizations that put together this press conference are dedicated to the study and conservation of marine life in Banderas Bay, and have issued a serious warning about the increase in vessel collisions with whales, manta rays, and turtles, which has resulted in deaths and serious injuries to various species. It was revealed that since 1997, there have been records of whales killed by impacts, with calves being the most vulnerable. 64% of the documented cases correspond to young specimens, many of which do not survive the impact or die days later. Another important factor, and one that we probably don't think much about, is that noise pollution at sea, which is generated by the engines of these powered boats, also affects navigation, migration, and communication abilities of cetaceans, such as whales, which increases the risk of collisions. Now, some of this information I was aware of before, some of it not so much. I appreciate this knowledge, and I wonder how you feel about the balance between the advancement of the development of our community and the risks that come along with it. And I am at a loss, actually, because on the one hand, we want to see better connection between all the different communities um, located along the bay, and of course, these new piers are one step get us one step closer to that. But on the other hand, it is also important in this day and age to be mindful of what we do to the environment every time we attempt something like this. Where is this going to go, or what's going to happen, remains to be seen. And I look forward to reading your comments about this. Now, this one goes to U.S. Citizens living in the Bay, representatives from the U.S. Embassy, U.S. Consulate in Guadalajara, and the Puerto Vallarta Consular Agency will host a U.S. citizen town hall here in Puerto Vallarta this coming Friday, May 9th at 10 a.m. at the Marriott Hotel in Marina Vallarta. There's a list of important topics to be discussed in this flyer that I'm showing you. Among them, mail in passport renewals and ways in which the PV Consular Agency can provide assistance. This I learned about on Facebook through the Facebook page of Pam Thompson. Thank you, Pam, for spreading this information. And there's a telephone number where you can get more information about this. And no RSVP is required. It says here that all U.S. citizens in the area are welcome. Now, let me clear my throat and we turn over to the weather forecast to see what's going on out there. Oh shit, I think I coughed right in your face, didn't I? Apologies. I thought I hit the mute button and maybe I didn't. My bad. It said, oh no, no. Snarky Weather says maybe instead of 30 dolls, you can give your children roadkill to play with instead. If you don't know what that has to do with anything, it has to do with the wonderful President Trump and a statement he made yesterday about children settling with less dolls this coming Christmas season because of the fact that so many toys come from China. And President Trump said, well, maybe instead of children getting 30 dolls, they should only get 2 dolls. But that's neither here nor there. It is 28 degrees out there. Humidity is at 64%. And our weather forecast tells us that today we can expect a humid day with mostly clear skies, a high of 31 and a low of 19. Tomorrow, Sunday, we will have a humid day with mostly cloudy skies throughout the day, a high of 30 and a low of 19. And then on Monday, humid with partly cloudy skies throughout the day with a high of 29 and a low of 19. So we are getting into those more humid. The Vallarta Azteca International Folklore Festival has started. And two free performances rather, have been announced to take place at Teatro Vallarta for Sunday and Monday evenings. That will be tomorrow and the day after tomorrow at 7 p.m. Tomorrow's presentation will feature Vallarta Azteca Infantil y Juvenil, which is their children's ballet, and dances from Chihuahua, Guerrero, El Salvador, and South Korea. These are some of the guest countries. And then on the Monday concert, the countries Chile, Colombia, and Ghana will be represented along with the state of Hidalgo from Mexico. Now, according to these flyers, these concerts are free to attend. But then the text that came along with a Facebook announcement said that you can purchase the tickets at the tourism office. My hunch is that that was just bad translation. One way or another, even though the concerts are free or the presentations are free, they are expecting you to pick up tickets ahead of time at the tourism office. And this office is located at City Hall. So if you are thinking of going, I wouldn't wait to get to the theater. I would, just in case, go ahead and try to get tickets for this at City Hall so that you can be certain that you won't be left out or that they will run out of seats. These are free concerts after all. And of course, for those of you that are looking for something to do outside of Puerto Vallarta this weekend, this is just a reminder that the Raicilla and Coffee Festival, announced by the town of San Sebastián del Oeste, takes place today and tomorrow, in case you're looking for something fun to do up in the mountains where it's probably cooler than here in town. And of course, my last reminder is this disco night taking place tomorrow night from 5 to 10 at Parque Lázaro Cárdenas. That sounds like fun if you like disco music and you just want to unwind for a bit. There's a number of DJs that are going to be participating. So this should be a lot of fun. I don't know if there's a price of admission or what, but there you have it. And of course, the link for this is in your show notes. And last but not least, before we get into the conversation department, Tales Without Words, a journey through program music from pastoral fields to jazz tracks. This is my next music appreciation presentation. And of course, this has to do with music that was composed to whoops. Why are we not seeing this properly? Let's try that. Ba-da-ba-ba. Okay, let's come back to this one. Oh my goodness. So now I've messed everything up. So sorry. So sorry. My goodness. My bad. Where did I lose you? I can't believe this happened to me. Uh, uh okay, so sound went away and I'm not entirely sure when. I apologize. No audio. Well, audio should be back because I'm seeing things bounce beautifully. Uh my apologies. I don't know exactly where I lost you or you lost me. So let me try the events again. Just quick reminders. And let me see if I can fix this so that it looks properly. Ba, ba, da, ba, 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 ba. Gotta love it. Gotta love it. There you go. Okay, so I was telling you this is a free concert or a free presentation of two right after the picture, says Patrick. But which picture was it? Oh dear. Right after the picture. Well, let me go through these really quickly just in case. My bad. After the bat rip windows. Ah, got it. Got it. I know. Okay, so I was already talking about my presentation. Let me find this for you to look at. Bam, ba-da-dam, bam, bam. Here, I was talking about this. So, program music. Thank you, Patrick. Thank you for holding my hand. I'll buy you a cocktail next time I see you. Program music is music without words that is meant to evoke a specific place or feeling or situation, or literally try to interpret the title of a piece of music. Now, what does that mean? Well, music in general is supposed to be abstract because you just take it in and you interpret it whichever way you want. However, some composers have decided to go ahead and compose music to celebrate specific non-musical concepts. For example, Beethoven famously wrote his Pastoral Symphony, which takes you from a beautiful morning to a thunder afternoon and then a beautiful sunset. And And there are other pieces of music like that. Peter and the Wolf is another one by Prokofiev, where instruments are meant to represent specific characters in a story. So we are going to dig into a few wonderful pieces of music that are known to be program music, just so that we can figure out how the composers went about creating these effects, whether they were successful or not, whether these pieces of music spark our imagination or not. And this is going to be this coming Thursday, May 8th, as always, at the Joint Boutique Hotel at 5 o'clock. And now that we have sound and we're back to normal, let's turn on our chit chat mode just to see what is going on out there. Dun, dun, dun. I see good mornings and good afternoons. Thank you very much. I see friends watching from Facebook and from YouTube. This is amazing. Albert, I'm happy to see that you're able to be out and about despite your back pain. This is great news. Ba-da-ba-ba. And Albert says, maybe humid, but the lack of crowds is fantastic. Yes, the last few times that I've been out and about, it's been pretty kind and gentle out there. It's beautiful. Betsy says, I understand both sides, but I support the marine life. I hear you. You know, it makes me wonder about San Francisco Bay, where so many vessels go in and out of the bay. And I wonder if at some point there were serious concerns about the ecology down there. Good morning from Querétaro. My wife and I will be in Puerto Vallarta, Bucerias area the month of June. Any activities in the month of June? Hello, Angel. I am sure there will be plenty. We are not tracking any. We usually don't track activities that way ahead in advance unless it's really something important. So I invite you to keep tuning in and checking in on Coffee and Headlines as often as you want, and checking out our show notes, and we'll be happy to keep you posted. Let's see what else we have. No sound, no sound, no sound. Better. Sound went away after the bad PIP windows. See, Daniel, mwah, I can't wait to see you. And Albert says, alcohol therapy is the best back medicine. I hear, excuse me. Oh my goodness. I said alcohol and I started with the hiccups. I hear you, Albert. I have been indulging a little bit to numb my pain after my kitty cat's passing. And as long as we're talking about Luna, because so many people ask me privately, how am I doing? I would like to, if you don't mind, take 2 minutes to update you. I'm doing okay. I'm doing all kinds of silly things, like I still turn around expecting to find Luna sitting next to me, or I'll be looking at you and my hand will on its own try to find Luna down on her perch. Of course, she's not there. I find myself talking out loud and realizing that Luna is no longer here. I am sad, of course, but there's flip sides to this too. I mean, for the first time in over 2 decades, I can think of being away from the house without worrying about how my kitty cat is, and I'm kind of enjoying that freedom. I can open my door and keep it open without fear that Luna or any cat might escape. So I'm doing okay. And I'll be okay. And she's fondly remembered, and she always will be. And if the time comes for me to consider having another cat in the house, I am sure that destiny will send the proper signals. But for the time being, I am enjoying this. And I appreciate every time friends have asked me about this over the past few days. It is much, much appreciated. And this brings us to the end of this broadcast. I am sorry to have muted you inadvertently. Patrick says, let's go to the Quale and pick out a new Luna. Speaking of the Quale, I am trying to put together a gathering, a meet and greet at Rico Indian before it gets too warm. If this is something that you think would be a good idea, just stay tuned, um, and I'll keep you posted on that. Between now and then, I thank you for another connection and another broadcast, and I hope you will have a really, really, really wonderful Sunday off. I know I will, but I look forward to seeing you again on Monday morning. Take care.